Just tell them I'll go till as long as I can go. And when I quit, I'll be dead. I've always said the way I want to go is be out running like this and just fall over. That's it.
Hey guys, I got a special episode for you today. I'm here with Bob. Bob is, how old are you, Bob?
80.
80 years old, and he's still running. He's training for a 10K coming up here pretty shortly. But this is a special episode to me because I've been watching Bob run for 15 years now because he's my grandfather. So Bob, you've been running since what age?
So I started about 2011, 2012.
So you were 67 then when you
Correct.
started. You started running at 67. That's impressive. Was it hard to get started?
Yes.
What was your process of getting started?
Spartan Racing, trying to keep up with you and Robert. Robert, of course, is my son, your dad. Y'all are a big inspiration.
Did you train at home and have a plan in place, or what did you do to get in shape?
Just started working out at the Y. I go there 4 days a week.
How many miles are you running per week then about?
Well, now I'm down to about 13.
What's your workout structure, like easy run, speed work, or
Oh, easy runs Monday. Wednesday speed work at a track, which is usually a mile warm up, and then do repeats. 2 minutes on, 1 minute off, and about 10 repeats, and then a mile cool down. And then Saturdays is usually an easy 6 mile.
Do you do stuff like biking or other stuff at the gym? What else do you do?
About 5 to 15 miles a day on the bike. And then at the gym, I just do cardio and step classes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays. And I take Thursday off.
On Thursday, do you sit around and relax at home, or do you have
Yard work, taking care of my plants, stuff like that, but out doing something.
Tell me about the resistance training you do. Is that all classes, or do you do stuff on your own at home?
Almost all classes. And it's always with a group of friends. You have to try to compete against all the younger ones, and they've been real helpful.
What kind of weight are you lifting? What kind of exercises?
Push-ups, crunches. I do probably 90 crunches every morning. Still don't have that six-pack that you've got, but I'm working on it.
You do squats and lunges and that kind of thing?
Oh, yeah. Lots of those almost every day.
So you do squats, lunges, push-ups, a lot of body weight stuff, it sounds like.
Yeah, but no barbells. Not into those yet.
Not in those yet?
Not yet.
Well, I'm sure that to have been running for as long as you have at this age, you've had your fair share of injuries and setbacks. Tell me about some of the stuff you've had to deal with.
I had 2 fractures on my hip where actually I wasn't running, just stepped off of a ladder. Sudden jolt fracture of the upper and the lower trochanter on the left hip. That was about 6 months of rehab, PRP injections. Worked really, really well.
That was a torn hamstring, right?
Yeah.
So you tore your hamstring.
And the gluteus medius.
And that pulled some of your hip bone off with it.
Rehab ended in February of last year.
So you came back from a hamstring rupture at 79 years old?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That would have stopped a lot of people.
Just trying to keep up with you.
How often were you going to rehab?
Twice a week. Found a new thing called restricted blood flow.
BFR?
Interesting therapy. They cut off the blood flow, and then you exercise pretty intensely. Then they return the blood flow, and you feel like you've worked out for hours.
So you tore your hamstring, and then I'm sure you've had some other stuff. What else do you have going on?
Right now, I've got a knee, which I hurt just going around a corner, stepped in a hole. I think we've all experienced that, but never been hurt on a trail ride. The Spartan races, the Ragnar races, you only get hurt out on the streets. I feel good at 80 that I'm able to get out and compete. I got a group that I associate with, about 35 in the group, who are energetic, love to run. They keep me going.
Do you think you would work out and stay as active as you do without the social support?
Absolutely not. My wife passed away almost 3 years ago, and they've all been huge moral sports in keeping me out running and exercising. It's made a big difference. I get into bike riding because I help coach cross country. And during the summer in particular, we practice 5 miles from the school. So I ride there, bike with the kids, ride home. So I get in 15 miles at least 5 days a week.
Do you have any, older friends that exercise too, or is all your exercise with people a lot younger than you?
Most of us a lot younger, and I think that keeps it going. I've got one gentleman that's 86 that I do run with occasionally, but he's gotten really slow, but I still give him credit for going out there trying, and I do the same thing. I don't finish where I used to, but I'm still finishing.
So what's the next race you have coming up?
Next one is April 5th. It's a 10K. It's over the Cooper River Bridge in Charleston.
What's the fastest you've run that?
That one was, I think, 58 minutes.
How old were you? You ran the 58-minute 10K.
Oh, gee whiz, I'm too old to remember. I would say that's probably 7 years ago.
And how fast do you think you can run it this year?
I hate to say it, an hour and 20,
Yep.
but I finished. I'll finish the race, and I'll just be coming off a rehab for a knee injury.
So you have a knee injury right now.
Yeah,
How have you been modifying your routine to navigate that?
I just had a hyaluronic acid injection in it 2 months ago, but I hate to say it, we got to go in and repair 2 meniscus, medial and lateral. Tore both of them, but you got to expect that sometimes, and you got to work through it. Just keep on going. Can't give up.
When you wake up and your knee hurts, how do you determine if you're going to go run that day?
If I got a schedule, I just stick to the schedule. If it hurts, it hurts. Just wrap it up pretty tight, go.
Do you ever get people telling you that you're too old or you shouldn't be doing it? How do you handle that?
Just tell them I'll go till as long as I can go. And when I quit, I'll be dead. So, and I've always said the way I want to go is be out running like this and just fall over. That's it.
You had an heart procedure and you were out running the next day.
Yeah.
Is that right? Tell me about that.
I was out running on a Saturday morning and felt a little pain in my chest. So I stopped at a doctor's care. And they said, "Oh no, you're having a heart attack." I said, "No, I'm not." So I went right to a heart surgeon and they scheduled surgery for the next Tuesday. But the Saturday before that, I had to do a 10K. I ran that, went in, had the stent, got out Tuesday afternoon, and ran a 5K the next day.
I'm sure your doctor loved you running the day after having a stent put in. You're not going to let anything stop you. How important do you think the mindset is with being able to keep running at your age?
Oh, it's important. Absolutely.
How fast were we running? We were just running a 10-minute mile.
Yeah,
How's your knee doing today?
good. It's always hurting a little bit. You're not going to get away from it, but you can't let it stop you.
What are your running goals for this year?
I'd like to get back to a 60-minute 10K. If I get back to half marathon, but I'd like to get back to 210. And for my age, I think that would be good for a half. 5 years ago, I did 3 half marathons in one day.
In one day?
One day, that's been my
Whoa,
best.
you ran 3 half marathons in one day when you were how old?
75.
That's crazy.
It was a race called the Hallucination 1224. I would finish 1 half marathon and take a break, fix something to eat, and go back out, finish the second one. So I did the third one. They called it quit.
So 40 miles in a day, is that the most you've ever run?
Yes.
So you were just telling me you cut your fingers off somehow?
Yeah. Working on a table saw, detached this thumb and finger, and it took 3 days to put a team together at Roper St. Francis Hospital. 10 hours of surgery, but they're back together. And now I'm back. I can climb ropes. And, if you do carpentry and stuff like that around your house, you're going to get hurt somehow.
What's your favorite part of running? What keeps you motivated to get out of bed and keep doing it?
Not having my son tell me that I must be one of one when I place in an event.
I work with a lot of people who are in their 40s, 50s, and 60s who think they're too old.
Oh, no.
What would you say to them?
Oh, you're never too old, but you can't quit and keep trying to come back. Keep it up a little bit all the time. I preach to my young ones that I work with. I want them to go out and run and smile. Smile, have fun, because when they graduate and matriculate into college or even out of college, I hope they'll keep on running. And remember the old guy that tried to instill that in them. I still run into some kids that are in college running, and they always come back and thank you. Wife used to complain that they didn't pay me. You don't get paid for coaching. And I said, yeah, you do. It's when you walk down the hallway or you walk out onto a field and the parents or the kids are always saying, hey, here's Coach Bob. Or you walk downtown and somebody will holler, there's Coach Bob. That's the kind of pay you want. People who appreciate you doing what you're doing. I think the people I inspire are inspired because you've inspired me to go out and do the stuff. I watched you run the New York Marathon and do Boston. Stuff like that's really inspiring. Particularly Boston, you were 18, I think.
Yes.
And you were there for the bomber. That's quite a story.
That's the thing about inspiration is, one person inspires another, and you might not think you play a big role in it, but through all the people that you reach and the people that they reach, you can impact thousands of people.
Yeah, my goal is to be here running when I'm 90, and I hope we're still trying to climb the same hill.
Well, my goal for everything that I'm doing now, the lifting I do now, the running I do now, is because I want to be right here where you are.
Your wife's been quite an inspiration. She is amazing.
It's definitely easier to do it when you have someone close to you that loves it too, and you can
Yes.
keep each other accountable.
I still do exercises that you've probably forgotten about. I still do the stairs. Crawl upstairs, crawl down the stairs backwards. You were doing that probably 4 or 5 years ago, and I still remember and still do it. I also do a lot of balance work, standing on one leg, doing deadlifts. One leg goes up, comes back down, trying to keep you balanced. But I'm doing them with no more than probably 25 pounds in each hand. That's pretty much my maximum right now.
25 pounds in each hand for single leg deadlifts and lunges at 80 is very impressive. Tell me about your diet. Do you do anything special? Do you credit your diet at all, or do you just kind of eat?
I eat pretty normal. Lately, I've started protein shake, the vegan protein shake your mom suggested I start doing. Trying to cut back on sugars.
Do you take any supplements?
No,
Do you take any medications?
nope. Well, I take one for my heart.
Do you drink alcohol or?
No, don't drink or smoke.
You used to smoke, didn't you though?
Yep, of all things, I quit. I was a golf pro back in the late 60s, early 70s, but I quit smoking March 19th, 1972, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And people ask me, how in the world did you quit? Well, you announce to the world that you're going to quit at a certain time and date. When that time comes around, you put the cigarette out, you just don't go back.
You smoked for a long time before that?
About 10 years. I smoke 3 packs a day.
You were a serious smoker.
Yeah.
Done 2 miles so
Wow.
far. That's good.
When you turn 80, you'll be a lot faster, but
I don't know about that.
or you'll be chasing more than
I think anyone that can be out here doing this at 80 is very impressive. Do you have any favorite things you do for recovery? Do you have like recovery tips and tricks, or do you just go to sleep and
I just go out and stay active in the yard, whether it be planting flowers or trimming bushes or something. I think you got to keep standing up and keep active. Worst thing you can do is go in the house and lay down on the sofa or turn on the TV, because then your whole body just freezes up. You got to stay active. When you exercise or you run 5 or 6 miles, you've got to start doing some deep knee bends,
do you have a warm-up routine that you do?
a lot of stretching. I get on my back and roll back and forth, and you know the happy baby. Lay on your back, grab your feet. People are amazed that somebody 80 can reach up and grab his feet, but you got to do stuff like that.
What did you do for work for most of your life?
Most part, I've been a marine engineer, designing boats, and mainly been a hydraulic pneumatic, quote, expert on water flow on surfaces.
So marine engineer, golf pro. You were a race car driver at one point too, right?
I instructed for a while with Porsche. It helps your reflex skills a lot. If you're doing any speed, you got to have reflexes.
Marine engineer, golf pro, race car instructor, 75-year-old ultra marathoner. That's quite a list.
And I fly. I've got pilot's license.
Were you in the military?
In the Marine Corps. I remember the first Spartan race we did. And when I finished, I remember a young kid came running up to me and he said, I bet you were in the Marine Corps. And I said, yes, I was. And he ran and grabbed his daddy, brought him over and said, see there, Daddy? I told you that man had to be a Marine. Makes you feel good. And I think that's what a lot of this running's all about. Those events weren't easy. And for someone my age, that cold water was brutal.
I know a lot of 65-year-old grandparents, if their grandson said, hey, you want to do this Spartan race, I think 99.9% of them would have said, are you crazy?
Yeah.
No way.
I should have, but no.
What made you think you could even do that?
Well, I don't know. Just wanted to be with you and Robert and just see how it was. And the first one, I absolutely enjoyed. What an amazing event. I fell trying to climb a rope. And I remember Jimmy Tester, a friend of ours, standing over me with a camera, and I was out of breath taking pictures of me. And I said, this isn't going to happen again. Practice climbing a rope, lifting weights.
So when you got home, did you decide I got to start going to the Y, and that's how you
Yes.
got in your
Oh,
groups?
absolutely. Yeah. I've got to get better.
Does your knee have good days and bad days, or is it
Yeah.
kind of the same all the time?
It hurts all the time, but I wrap it up. Go run like now, and I'll get by. It'll be swollen when we finish, but we know it'll be better in 2 months. I'll be ready to go back to a little more serious running.
What kind of shoes are you running in?
A Hoka's, I probably have, don't want to brag, but I've probably got about 14 pair, but I need to start going the old one's ways.
at one of the Spartan races, you broke your ribs, didn't you?
Yeah, that's when I fell off the rope and Jimmy was taking pictures of me.
Was that the first one?
Yeah,
So
very first.
So 65-year-old Bob, I somehow convinced you to do a Spartan race. You show up, you do it, you break your ribs, and you get back out there.
Yeah.
I think most people, if they had gone out on their first event and broken their ribs,
Yeah.
that would have been that. How many Spartan races have you done?
Somewhere between 25 and 30. And then the Ragnar relays, I've done probably 8 or 9 of those. And those are nice 32-hour, 2-day, 3-day events, relays. Other events, I probably do 5 or 6 5Ks a year and about 3 10Ks. And I enjoy working in the neighborhood, helping neighbors. You know, somebody may want to plant moved. So I enjoy just getting out helping and staying outside in the fresh air.
What's your resting heart rate? You know that?
52. It's up to 55 right now because I've been kind of slacking off with my hip and not sleeping well.
Yeah.
But it has been 48 to 52. And that's how I try to judge some of my health, is I actually try to keep track of my resting heart rate.
Yeah. You just had eye surgery.
Oh,
Did that stop you from running?
Yeah.
So you had a botched eye surgery.
It was a simple cataract surgery that went way wrong. But it happens, so you just have to
So you had to not run during that time.
correct.
Is it hard to get started? Like, do you feel the difference of not running for a couple days or a couple weeks?
Gee whiz.
Yeah.
At my age, if you don't keep it up every couple of days, you get a little sore.
So you say you want to do another Spartan race.
Yes, sure do.
So you're making plans for races years out.
Yeah.
You're training, you're strategizing. You don't show signs of slowing down at all.
I don't want to. I've got friends that say you need to do this and bulk up and all that. They look at you on TV and say, "Can't you bulk up like Alan?" I said, "No, I'm just going to continue to be lean."
Yeah.
And you're at 165?
165, yeah.
Yeah, I'm at 175.
So you're not small. You got good posture. You look
Yeah,
broad shoulders.
I was 6 feet.
Yeah.
You do start shrinking.
Do you get back pain?
Yeah. But I get up every morning and stretch. First thing I do is make my bed every morning. Then brush my teeth. Then worry about stretching. Getting on the floor. Push-ups, crunches.
Do you ever wake up and say, I'm not in the mood today, I'm not doing it?
Sometimes you get a little depressed.
Yeah.
But you get up and do it anyway. You can't not do it. Didn't want to bring it up, but I have my dog just passed away. I've had for 16 years. And you wake up a little depressed.
Yeah.
You know, but you find the best recovery is exercise.
Do you think people underestimate you or treat you like you're old, or do you not pay attention to that?
Yeah, some of them do. But at the races, I get a lot of recognition from people I've run with in the past, and that makes you feel good. People come up to you, or you see classmates that you hadn't seen in 50 years,
Yeah.
and half of them are in wheelchairs or whatever, and you're still out running, and you wonder how in the world they got in that bad of shape.
Yeah.
And they just don't get out and do anything.
Well, Bob, you're an inspiration to
Right.
all of us.
Right.
Very impressive.
Thank you. And you are to me, and you know that you, Walden, Robert, Melanie, just keep chasing you guys.
Well, you did great today. Thanks for
Thank you.
running with me. We did 4 miles.
Yep. Thank you. Come here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh,
Thanks for inspiring the world.
yep.